What's up guys, Adam here and welcome to a FIFA 18 things that I would like to see in career mode. And let's start off with the transfer market. Something I want to see improved in the transfer market in FIFA 18. Now, FIFA 18 is just around the corner, you know, trailers and all that stuff. So this is some stuff that I just want to get off my mind. It's probably not going to be in the game, but it's something I would really like them to address. Hopefully in the new game, maybe they can make some last minute tweaks, or I don't know, maybe just use this video for future reference. I would like to see some changes to the transfer market. I would like the ability to sign players outside of the transfer window, and then once it becomes July 1st, the player will join up with the squad. So as you see in real life, people are already signing for some new teams. There's already deals going on with clubs and all that, and players are signing, and then once it reaches July 1st, when the transfer window actually opens, the player joins the team. I would like to see something like that worked out in FIFA 18 so you can, I don't know, track the player throughout the season. If you would like to make him a permanent signing for the next season, you can. And then he'll join and, you know, the money will be taken off once July 1st comes around. You'll be able to pay the team, pay the player, and you'll be able to get the player. Now, something else I would like to see from the transfer market is teams, like other teams in the world, only signing necessary players. Like, let's take for example Manchester United. I literally saw them in my Milan career sign Dybala, they signed Suarez, they had Rashford, they had Ibrahimovic, they had Rooney as a striker, then they signed, I think Milik, no, not Milik, someone else. They literally had a total of like 7 strikers. They signed Griezmann. Like, why do they need all these strikers? Half of them don't even play. I don't know why they do that. They should just, you know, teams should only be willing to sign players that they need, players that they want, and not just every single player because they have all of the money. I think something like that needs to be worked out in FIFA 18 because you can't keep coming up against teams that have all these players and then you try to buy them, you have no idea where they are because they're all signed for Manchester United or Barcelona or Real Madrid. Next up, we're going to be talking about the youth squad. I bring this up a lot when I'm talking about new FIFA games. Something I would really like to see is players' pictures actually matching the player's face in game. I hate having a player who looks like, I don't know, I don't have a picture of a player's face, but he looks like this, and then you get in game, he looks completely different. Like, he's like blonde in the picture, and then in game he has like red hair, a purple beard, and he's like 8 foot tall. Like, it makes no sense. It absolutely makes no sense. Something else I would like to see is the ability to see the player's info, you know, his height, weight, footedness, work rates, skill moves, and weak foot before actually promoting him into the first team. Now, I know you're able to see his height and I think weight, if I'm not mistaken, but I would really like to see, you know, that player information tab where you see his weak foot, his skill moves, and all that. I would really like to see that. Another thing that really does bother me is goalkeepers having the ability to have like 4-star skill moves. Sometimes I promote a goalkeeper, he has 5-star skill moves. How does that even work? Like, every goalkeeper in the game by default has 1-star skill moves. I think youth goalkeepers should be allowed to have maybe 1 or 2 because, you know, I think goalkeepers can do ball rolls. Like, they're not incompetent. I think, you know, that should be addressed. Maybe 1 or 2-star skill moves with like 3, 4. I really don't see how that's possible in game because goalkeepers have 1-star skill moves. One final thing I would like to see about youth squad players is attributes that actually make sense. For example, winger having striker stats, and then his overall is decreased because he has striker stats, or a striker having like 40 finishing and like better defensive stats. How does that even make sense? If I wanted a defender with those stats, I would have, you know, scouted for defenders. I wouldn't have scouted for attackers. That's something that really needs to be worked on, and I hope they address it in FIFA 18. Next up, we're going to be talking about objectives. You know, those objectives that were new in FIFA 17? I really did enjoy them. Some of the objectives are nearly impossible, like play 10 games with a player, increases overall by so-and-so, and then you take a team like Barcelona, and like you want to play your stars, but you have to make room for your youth player, but sometimes you want to send them out on loan. I think some of the objectives make absolutely no sense and they decrease your manager rating. It doesn't really have an effect at the end of the season depending on the cruciality. I don't know if it has an effect on, like, let's say, you know, it has a rating of 1 out of 5. Let's say it's low. I don't know if it affects, you know, at the end if you get fired or not, but, you know, just make the objectives something that are challenging, but at the same time not impossible. Like, it makes no sense, some of the objectives. Now, another thing that I tested this out, is you have a lower to mid-table team having objectives to reach Champions League or the Europa League, and they don't have that big of a budget. How do you expect to finish in a Europa League spot when you have players who are not that good? And especially since the league is tough, it's going to be hard for you to achieve that objective. I want more realistic objectives. Like, if you're a mid-table team, your objective would be to, you know, maybe sign a few players and then finish mid-table, and then in the next season try to compete for the Europa League. So I would just like to see the objectives a little bit tweaked and improved. Second to last thing, opposition. The teams you play against, they make no sense. So sometimes you play against a team who literally has some of the better players in the world, and you come up against them in crucial games and they sit them on the bench to play some players who are not as high rated. How does that make any sense? You would never see a team in real life bench their best player unless he's like going through a horrible run of form, but you would like to play your best players. And that kind of ties into my next topic, and my final topic that I want to talk about is the difficulty. But, you know, the opposition, sometimes you come up against a team and they're playing like a 60 rated center back when they have like an 85 rated on the bench who's fully fit, not injured and all that. It makes no sense sometimes. I don't know what the programming is, and I don't know what makes them do that, but it happens in the game. Like, I remember in my Milan career, I played against Dortmund, and I think they had some better players on the bench, and then the game was way too easy. Like, I tried to play it off like it wasn't easy, but it was easy. And that ties into my next topic and final topic, is the difficulty. The difficulty of the game makes absolutely no sense. You're playing on Legendary and it's way too easy. You bump down to World Class and it's way too hard. Like, where's the consistency in that? How is that possible that Legendary is easier for me than World Class? I don't get it. I really do not get it. Sometimes Legendary can be hard. I know that Legendary can be hard sometimes. I get frustrated, but then at the same time, you're playing teams like Barcelona who have the best players in the game, and it's probably the easiest game you'll ever play. That's some stuff that I want to be fixed in FIFA 18, and hopefully in the newest installments of career mode in FIFA. I have a lot more subjects to talk about that I'm going to be bringing out soon. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you're glad that I'm back. And yeah, I will see you next time.
Do it!
Do what?
Just do it!
Okay, do what?
Do it!
Subscribe to my channel! But I already am subscribed. Oh. Follow me on Twitter at TheNobesYT.
No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it!
But I can't.
Yes, you can!
Oh, okay.